Welcome to week one, day one of Casual Esports. Uh, I will be your play-by-play caster Animosity, and on color casting is I'm Faded. Uh,
Hello.
Today we have a game between Dream Daddies and Chicken Riders, which is going to be an interesting game as always.
This will be
Uh,
both of them's first game of the season, so very exciting.
um, as we can see, we're waiting on Pro Draft right now to start getting everyone ready. You know how it is. Uh, and hopefully it's going to be a great match. I always love super back and forth games with like semi-calculated stuff because you can never leave that fiesta out of it, out of every game of League of Legends. Uh, and also, I'm really interested in what they're gonna pick. There's so many new champions and new ways to play that. It's just great to see how people incorporate it into uh, more team-based games other than just solo queue and flex. You know
For
what I mean?
this, okay, so for this best of two, Dream Daddies will starting on the blue side. So recent win rates across all regions for competitive. Oh, sorry, the batting phase has already started.
Um, as we start now, officially start the pro draft, the Dream Daddies will be banning first because they are blue side. They banned Shen.
Fiora
So what do you
obviously
think
take.
about Shen as a champion?
So I think they're just banning each other's primary picks. They're speeding through the banning phase. They're just banning, I think, their opponents' most play champions, just banning comfort as everyone most loves to do. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we see three top laners banned. Fiora, obviously. We all know that Cheeseblaze is pretty good Fiora player, and as well as the Urgot player. So those two are gonna get banned off right away here.
Mm-hmm. A thing I've noticed a lot is that people in like mid plat, low, or high gold really like the Shen pick. I don't see it that much in pro play as, or we don't see it as much as pro play as we used to. But that's like it's always a constant in like these types of games, and the Caitlyn ban as well being one of the strongest ADCs right now, even though she just got nerfed. I feel like that was more of a placebo nerf, but
Did
it
she
gave
get nerfed?
they took away movement speed.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so the Karthus blind pick here clearly prepared for this team, and we have the most common flex pick coming from blue side and Set, as well as Nunu.
Okay, so Karthus, I really like first picking Karthus because it brings so much flexibility to your team. You can take it either mid or jungle, depending on how you want to play the game and how you want your opponents to like feel you out. Because now that first of all guarantees AP damage. It either picks a super high clear, fast clearing, full clearing jungler, but it also allows for so much late game damage for both mid and jungle. So it's a really good first pick. Taric now being picked by Dream Daddies.
Yeah, another very scaling champion. So clearly, uh, they're trying to. Dream Daddies is clearly trying to go the distance here in this game one. As
Mm-hmm.
Mordekaiser's picked up again, so two AP champions picked up early. So most likely there's going to be an AD mid laner since Karthus doesn't really want to have two other AP carries on his team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either going to be AP, I think AD mid or AD jungle, depending on where the Karthus goes.
I mean, I still really like the Karthus because now they basically said, you know, this Karthus is going somewhere in the map. We left ADC and mid open, so this can still be a mid pick, but it can still be a jungle pick. Jinx being picked now for Chicken Riders. Jinx being, of course, a really strong hyper carry. Uh, and really simple. I say simple to play, but really hard to master because the hardest part of her kit is just pure positioning, right?
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty tough. Or
Mhm.
not tough, but necessarily it's going to be a decent challenge as Karthus, Tarek, and Mordekaiser are both pretty scary threats with pretty either damage spells or like CC that really can lock down a Jinx.
As now we see a Zillion ban and a Yumi ban. Zillion is a really niche ban. I feel like that is 100% a comfort ban, a comfort pick ban.
I mean, I have seen it in other areas of pro play, but that's usually, yeah, it's still pretty rare, especially in this like high gold this range. Most people
Ooh,
want the
Heimerdinger.
Heimerdinger. Could they target it at Nick Might? I don't pronounce that, but he's been grinding out Heimerdinger for the past like week, and they're gonna put an end to that with that ban there. But
Okay,
again, I
so
don't
they-
think.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Continue.
I don't think they're gonna really bring Heimerdinger because if you look at that, there will be so much AP on their team. I feel like Heimerdinger, another AP carry, maybe isn't the best. I don't know, like, but I just feel like they'll have way too much AP damage if they decide to draft Heimerdinger.
So now let's see what Dream Daddies is gonna pick. Remember that this Karthus is still a flex pick until proven otherwise. So I think, but I'm thinking they're probably gonna go for a mid laner. Oh, so it is Karthus mid. Hecker and
Karthus
jungle.
mid.
So that's really good for Dream Daddies there because they basically curved their Chicken Riders bans into thinking, hey, this Karthus is going jungle, especially with the Zillion and Heimerdinger bans. But now that it's what is happening now?
Oh, I think it's the Yone ADC, or is there a Karthus ADC? Or...
I don't think Yon. I think it'd be Yon top.
It's
lane?
possible that it's Karthus bot, but I think it's still possible. Like, I think it's Yone bot, but it's possible it's Karthus bot or ADC. I mean.
Okay, I'm really confused because of the Yon. I see him, more like a second Yasuo, more or less. If you know what I'm trying to go for there.
Like,
He's really strong. He can hyper carry. He does a lot of damage, but I feel like he early game is a little bit weak, and so you have to play around him to actually get him to his full potential.
I think they're gonna be playing around that Mordekaiser and Hakram relatively early game, and leaving the Yone and the Karthus to kind of skill up into the mid game and late game. On the side of Chicken Riders, we have Jinx Lulu, so a very powerful late game hyper carry kind of combo. Set, Nunu, and Karthus can offer some good PO for the pair, and I think they're going for a pretty standard team fight comp, with a possibility of Set being able to flank and split push, as well as Silas.
I mean, I think this game again. We don't know what bot lane Dream Daddies is going for because honestly, they can play any of those champions other than Hecarim. I feel like as an ADC or an APC. But that being said, it's a really different team comp, and I obviously love to see that breaking the meta and changing stuff.
Yeah, it's certainly very crazy, which is always exciting to see, and looking to be a very exciting match.
We have a report that their mid laner is having connection issues, so we're gonna start a little bit later than normal. But I guess we can now. This gives us time to actually talk about the drafts and like what do we think about them to even bigger extent. Like, what do you think when you see these two comps? What are your thoughts on like who has the upper hand? Who has a more of a opportunity to take this game away, game one?
So I don't really know how if it is Yone mid. I don't really know about the Yone Silas matchup. So it could in theory go either way. Like Yone isn't the strongest early game, but Silas isn't exactly that strong either. Silas can steal Tarek ult, even Mordekaiser ult. Actually, Silas can steal any ult from Dream Daddy. So I actually really like the pick in terms of from that perspective. Is like you can steal any ult and be kind of effective.
Yeah, I feel like Silas was a good pick because obviously the flexibility of anything you pick, anything you can do, I can do better. I think the Set pick, as well as a split pusher, but just an overall like juggernaut. He's really strong, especially if it's a really good set. I feel like top lane matchup between Mordekaiser Set, it goes to whoever has more experience with the matchup. I feel like Mordekaiser does do more consistent damage, but Set also has like so much self utility, self damage. Like he can do everything by himself, basically. That he might be able to like take a win in the lane.
It's just really even. Like from my experience, it's just a 50-50 matchup. Depends on who's better at their respective champions as both champions. Like look at Set, incredible CC, good engage, but you look at the Mordekaiser and you know, you can still ult many people out of the, or very useful people into the death realm. Like if you can ult, for example, the Jinx or the Lulu, you can really like, basically if you can ult the Lulu, you basically kill the Lulu. And if you ult the Jinx, then you can really make this a 4v4 where Chicken Riders doesn't really have a damage carry. In the sense that like Silas does do damage, but you're not really going to be doing damage to the Hecarim and Mordekaiser.
I mean, Jinx. Jinx has a hyper carry. She can shred every single person in the team, especially if she just builds maybe a fourth item Lord Dons, maybe, instead of going to second, or no, yeah, 2 Zeal items, IE, and then a Lord Dons.
And she can pick up the QSS as well, so there's not really that much to be afraid on that side.
I feel like she should build the QSS early on just because of the Mordekaiser, just because of the Taric, the Hecarim fear as well. Like there's so much utility with the QSS that I wouldn't see a world where she doesn't build it like before her third item maybe.
And also Dream Daddies has a lot of diving champions potentially for Taric, Hecarim, and Yon who can really they can 4-man bot lane, and I mean against Jinx Lulu, it's not the easiest dive, but it's also not the hardest dive, and I think they'll try to make plays around the bot lane to maybe shut down the Jinx and Lulu early on into the game and hopefully snowball from there.
Lulu Jinx a really strong lane. Again, we're not sure who's going bot lane exactly. I think is it Mordekaiser? Is it gonna be or no? Mordekaiser's going top. Is it gonna? Who
it's
is
Yon or
it?
Karthus. I think it's the Yon, but it's possible it's the Karthus.
This is a really weird comp. The more we try to figure it out, the less we understand from it. So I'm just gonna stop looking at that direction. Like Chicken Riders, obviously the Nunu, a good Nunu can solo carry games. I feel like, especially if he knows how to lane gank, if he knows how to take objectives quickly. Jinx hyper carry paired with a really good complement, which is Lulu as a support.
And 3 tanks, arguably, to shield and peel for the Jinx.
Yeah.
Really looking to make that Jinx pretty much OP and just 1v9.
Yeah, that's a plan. That's what you mostly want to get with like a hyper carry, right? You want to get like a bunch of things that either support the hyper carry or can keep her alive as long as possible. So I think the way that Chicken Riders sort of drafted it was really good. They made it so Jinx wasn't the only damage dealer with Silas who can do a lot of damage if allowed to.
The thing is, Chicken Riders are really going for a front-to-back team fight, while Dream Daddies are looking to dive and just like make the fight messy, where all of their abilities can really be effective. And that just like 2 different playstyles to team fighting, which will be really interesting to see who is able to get the team fights that they really want.
I mean, Yon is always going to target the Jinx in it. So, Yon's always going to be after Jinx. If Lulu can polymorph him, but then you have the Hecarim ulting in. There's a lot of outplay possibilities coming from Dream Daddies, and there's literal, like, I would say response from Chicken Riders as of right now, other than like Lulu and Nunu. Lulu shielding and polymorphing, Nunu being a meat shield, same with Set. I can realistically see Set as a distraction to like go for their squishies, maybe go for their Yon, their Karthus to distract the tanks and the flankers to try and like give Jinx sort of breathing room to be able to do damage.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Like, if Chicken Riders can just front to back, have said that go in there and distract, their Jinx and Lulu will be able to decimate the front lines of Dream Daddies. But Dream Daddies, again, have really powerful dive comp that if a fight gets messy, they can really pounce on that and really just jump on the Jinx and Lulu and win the fight through just diving their backline.
Yeah. But I don't think there's much more to analyze other than what we've said about these team comps. Unfortunately, I think their mid laner still hasn't connected. Okay. So, well, we've been informed that he is doing a client repair, so we're going to take a little bit of an intermission while we load into the game. So, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you after the intermission. Wow. And they're back. So now we're actually gonna start draft. Okay, it's the curse of the commentator. It happens, guys. It's it's not anything new. So
So I judge.
now let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be the same bands. Obviously, teams are gonna be the same, but now we actually get to see where everyone's going for Dream Daddies, which is going to give me at least a little bit of sanity and peace of mind.
Agrees that.
So let's see. It's obviously going to start with the first pick, and we don't see the Mordekaiser first pick top, then I can honestly see him being played ADC.
Really, I feel like he's just gonna be kited super hard by the Lulu if he does go into the bot lane. So
I mean, you never know. Mordekaiser was originally an ADC champion, a melee ADC champion, but no, he's actually going top.
he's actually gonna be a top lane set Mordekaiser matchup again. One of the most balanced matchups in the game. I just checked op.gg and u.gg. Completely even matchup. Like Mordekaiser has like, or like one of them has like 50.25% win rate or something. It's just a complete skill matchup for the top lane.
Okay, so now we know the Hecarim isn't going anywhere else, obviously. So now we see their Yone and Karthus here.
It's the moment that matters.
As 13 seconds go by, we still haven't seen a pick. Making it really suspenseful for me. It's either gonna give me a headache or. Okay, so it's. Okay, so it's what I thought. It's gonna be Yone mid. So that means Karthus is gonna be ADC. So that's a really strong APC still. And that's, I think, sort of bad for Jinx because now there's so much ganking potential with Karthus's gates to stop the Jinx from like moving, right?
Mhm.
While Hecarim could just run her down.
Both are crazy late game scaling champions. So like, what do you think? Who scales better? Is it Karthus Terra or Jinx Lulu?
I mean, I think it depends more. It depends more on what the builds are because realistically, if Chicken Riders decide to go for more of a MR heavy build, then Karthus isn't really going to do damage, but Jinx can still get a lot of like armor penetration with the lower dons, especially if she goes cut down like most ADCs are going now. I think Jinx might do more damage this game, but overall Karthus will uh Karthus is still one of the like highest top five highest damage dealers in like the entire game. So I'm really not sure actually.
I mean, on the side of Chicken Riders, they don't really have a heal other than for like Lulu shield, I guess. But that's only gonna be really protect one person for the Karthus ult. And since I mean, Sylas has W, so they do have a bit of sustain, but it's not too much sustain. So I feel like Karthus ult before fight can still be kind of impactful if they choose to do that.
So yeah, I think. Well, now that we know that the Karthus is going bot lane, Karthus Tark, yeah, it's a decent lane. I don't think they really work necessarily well with each other, at least for the first like 5-6 levels. I think later into the game, obviously with the Taric ult and Karthus E, I believe, uh, it synergizes as well because it's the same area of effect basically. Um, I think that early game it's gonna go more than likely towards Dream Daddy since they have Dream Daddy if they can land their abilities since they have more poke potential. But I feel like Chicken Riders on mid to late, if they manage to hold back and protect the Jinx, they might be able to take the entire game.
I think both teams, topside wise, are pretty decent at skirmishes. just fights. I think chaotic fights go the ways of Dream Daddy as well. If they can hold their front to back team fight, I'm repeating this like for the 4th time, but I feel like Chicken Riders front to back, if they can keep the fight clean and have set distract while they have tanks and the Jinx Lu just dishing out damage, I think that they'll be able to win those front to back team fights.
One moment. My microphone disconnected. Okay. No, yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a really interesting game. I think where there's so many ways to analyze this and so many ways to look at it that it's just going to be it's going to be more like who can play better, who's having the better day today. I feel like it's going to revolve a lot around macro. For the side of Dream Daddies, I think it's going to be more positioning from the side of Chicken Riders, but overall, it should be a really interesting game.
Yeah, I completely agree. Very close draft. Like I don't think any team won the draft. I think top laner, yes. Okay, I did realize. I guess OP.GG was not so accurate there. For higher ranks, Set does counter more quite hard, so that does go the way of Set here. So hopefully they'll be able to make something happen top lane while they keep their bot lane safe and let them scale up to hopefully be able to be stronger than Karthus Terek. Although it's still debatable whether they are stronger than Karthus Terek, but maybe.
Mm-hmm.
In a front to back team fight, I would say yes, but in a chaotic team fight, it's more messy and yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be whoever can play to their win condition. If Hecarim and Yeon can keep getting into the Jinx, getting into her personal space bubble, then they can win the team fights. While if they can maintain the Jinx safe, Chicken Riders, if they can keep the Jinx safe and tidy, I think they should be able to take it. And now we're actually going to start into the game. We're going to start loading in.
So looking at the runes here, we have triple conquer on the top, actually 5 conquerors on the top side of the map. Pretty standard for those for their respective champions, so nothing really to see there. Tarek did go for the aftershock, which is the most common, so that makes sense. Kurtis did go for Dark Harvest, again, most common. I think everyone has taken like the most expected runes, and there's nothing that immediately jumps out as strange or weird.
So loading. But yeah, as we can see, they're just charging down mid. Or down their butt. Oh, okay. I'm still loading in.
Yeah, same. Your PC is way too good.
Yeah, way too good.
Alright, I'm in. 10
So
seconds.
I don't even know why my PC takes so long, because it runs the game in like high end settings and shit.
So
but
we start at 10 seconds, like we pause at 10 seconds into the game?
yeah,
Is that it? Okay. Alright, I'm at 10 seconds.
I'm still loading in. It takes me a second, I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm loaded in. So 10 seconds now.
Alright, ready? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Okay. And we're back. As we see the chicken riders are all going bot side.
The Yon seems like having a little bit of internet. Okay, he's back. We're all good. They do get spotted here. They get that 10 gold, which, I mean, they have 10 more gold. It's game over.
It's OP. It's
Yeah,
GG.
That's the
As
thing.
no, yeah, it's already a strong start. If you can see, the Dragon Rider in the top lane does have one more CS, and that's actually going to change the tide of the game.
I agree. That's going to give him a tremendous advantage into that top lane, though. That extra CS, the extra 10 gold, it's going to allow him to hit his power spikes way faster. And overall, it's a bit of an EXP too, so.
Yeah, it's a smidge of EXP. So he might. You never know. That level 2, that 1 second or half a second of level 2 early can actually change completely how a lane plays out. So we
Especially if
never
you catch him
know.
by surprise, yeah.
Yeah. Both junglers are gonna start topside, which I find extremely weird for Hecarim to opt for a topside for a blue side start.
I feel like they're passing towards bot lane, which, although somewhat volatile as the champions are kind of squishy, I feel like most attention should be in the top lane early game because that's where their strengths are for both teams. But
I mean, for Dream Daddies, right? They I think they're looking for early gank spot lane, which is smart. I think if I'm not mistaken, Lightning 13 is trying to look for more of a counter ganks, especially early game. And because he clears so quickly, because he's a Nunu, we should be able to see an early invade coming.
Although Hecarim is taking 3 camps onto the blue side here, so he's going to be a bit slower going to the red side, which Slice has been trying to take advantage of by not actually dropping a ward. But I mean, the word Raptors kind of gives them a lot of information, and we're not spotting Hecarim here, but they do know that he's on the blue side or red side.
A bit of a wet noodle fight going up top lane, but not much after that. And there it is. They should be able to like figure that Hecarim's bot side. So maybe we can see either an early gank. Actually, he's heading towards mid lane. So maybe something's gonna happen mid lane. Both junglers are looking around.
Okay, this could be a pretty something happening here. The snowball.
Oh, and here he comes.
Flash coming in.
Does a lot of damage. Hopefully, it's going to be the first kill coming up, but a TP coming down from Cheese.
Third Q from Yon.
And they are going to back off. That's going to be nothing other than Sun's going down already. Set now has an advantage topside.
Both mid laners have a flash, so the mid lane matchup is.
But wait, they changed their sights towards bot lane. That's going to be a flash coming out. And Ioka getting extremely low, that's going to be heal as well. And that's going to be 2 summoners bot side, which are very important for them.
Yeah, now it's going to be a lot easier for them to make a repeat play into the bot lane and maybe even convert that into a dragon later on into the game. However, Set will be taking a play top lane and will be getting a pretty sizable EXP and CS lead.
Yeah, like look, Set's already... He's already almost 500 gold ahead of Mordekaiser right now. Like, that is an insane lead already for only 4 minutes into the game. That's basically a kill, or almost 2 kills. Yeah. As a bit of poke gonna come out. That's normal in early game, especially when you have a Karthus. You always want to be constantly moving, constantly poking. As a top lane fight is going to happen, but it looks like an extended wet noodle fight. Yeah, that's a lot of damage already.
Yeah, that W really does hurt, especially 2 levels up. Like that level 3W, the base damage and the true damage. Is just
I'm
very
telling you,
significant.
it's because of that early ward. The
Yeah,
one
that ward decided the game.
advantage.
Allow him to win 2 trades.
Oh, and here it comes, Lightning 13. He's going to go back. What was his game plan? And now he's back, and that might be all she wrote for Simply PK here, as he does go down to Baby, and Strom disconnects.
So we're gonna get a pause here, obviously.
What a start to the game. We see heartbreak, betrayals, abilities being thrown out everywhere. Simply PK, unfortunately, his ability did not help him there.
And also, if you look at the mid lane here, that Baby does have the teleport advantage throughout this entire game, so he's gonna be able to more easily split push and try to, I guess, outplay Dream Daddies on the macro side. I meant.
And not only that, but just because of getting that kill plus getting the TP means that plus having the TP means that he's going to be able to roam quicker. He's going to be able to roam earlier. And Yone or Simply PK on this Yone will not be able to stop him.
The 5 breaks out near Dragon.
Now here comes
the decimating charge will land to the Dragon.
Yeah, and here he comes, Baby, picking up a kill on Nick and Mike. That's going to be a bit of damage coming out from Karthus. That's also going to be a Dark Harvest tech coming out. Here comes Yone, though, going to try and, like, step up to the Dragon. Might go back there. Yeah, Baby's just going to clean it up.
Well, here comes the decimating charge.
Oh, here comes
the flash. And exhaust will prevent the Jinx from dying here.
Oh no, ZZ Dog is in a horrible place. Strom is also in a bad place. What are you doing? Stop eating the fruit and run! But no, he is also going to go down. This time to Mr. Chicken Sandwich. And just already such a good story for the Chicken Ryders.
Yeah, they're up 5 kills and the Cloud Dragon. So, pretty significant lead. Over 2... Wait, that's... That's a 3.5k gold lead. Yeah, 3.5k gold lead coming out from the side. Already at 6 minutes. So
yeah,
that's pretty insane to be honest. They're gonna be able to dictate the pace of the game for the rest of the game probably. If they
just on Jinx alone, she has a 500 gold lead on her lane opponent Karthus, even though they're matching CS. Just because of the kill and the 3 assists, that gives her so much gold. Set on top side has about 6k or 600 gold, sorry, ahead of Mordekaiser. So it's just like evenly distributed as well, which is not what you want to see if you're rooting or if you're a part of the Dream Daddy scene.
Yeah, they just like Baby there with the flank, and he didn't even burn the teleport, so he still has TP advantage over Simply PK here. To make more plays and also to be able to roam without being punished, they can just teleport back.
Yeah, Silas is just telling you, hey, get out. This is my lane.
In some trouble here.
But here comes Strom assisting, but yeah, he's just gonna walk off. Oh, Strom, you're in a bad place to be, buddy. But no,
the 1v3, the Terragol is gonna come.
He's looking. He's just gonna back off now. Yeah. Oh, but he's going to do a lot
of.
But
he just doesn't die.
Really close.
And he just survives the 1v3 basically.
That was an incredibly aggressive play from Baby there. And it gives so much pressure now to bot side and top side because now they grabbed Rift Herald. So now they have immediate lane pressure wherever they go. And no, here it comes. Not again. Simply PK having PTSD. Vietnam flashbacks here about what happened last time he got ganked, and apparently it's gonna happen again as Baby gets the kill. Oh my god. 4k, 3.9k now in the mud. Dream Daddy
will miss the Mordekaiser. Not that it will kill him, but it does miss.
Still a significant amount of damage, right?
Yeah, okay. So still maybe. Okay, Hakum could be looking for a play down to the bot lane here. Now, both Tarek and Hakum are pretty low, so I guess they're gonna not quite do that. Especially because Tarek hasn't hit 6 yet.
Faded, I have a question for you. What do you think Dream Daddies need to do to get back into this game?
Well, first of all, win this fight, as you can see the Hakum ult.
Mr. Chicken Sandwich doing
Jinx, the CC will come down. Heal.
barely kills her. But here comes the TP. Now Silas or Baby coming down. Strom trying to run for dear life, not going to be able to get away. Obviously taken down by the turret or by the Lulu, and that's gonna be all she wrote for him. Now it's 5K in the mud almost.
Mm-hmm. A
And if
TP
you're
there. Well,
you
Baby
have
is honestly pretty good. He's gonna give up some plays, but Nunu won't be there to cover for him.
oh
Lightning
no.
13s. Lands the
Lightning
combo.
13. Simply PK, you need to get out of there, brother. As it's gonna boom kill him. That's gonna be it for him. He's 0-4 already. What? At this point, you have to think, hey, maybe I should just back off a little. I should play a little safer, especially since he's seen Lightning 13 gank over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. And if you just look at like the items, I mean, we have Arden
Yeah,
that's already completed for Lulu. He's working towards that Infinity Edge for Jinx, and I mean, I feel like the mid lane is just completely over at this point in the game, and it's really about damage control if you're on the side of Dream Daddies and wishing for those good skirmishes, maybe on the top side and bot side, or okay, around the map. But I just don't think they can fight on equal ground right now.
Dragon Rider getting extremely low, but he still has his W, so he's gonna flash out and just gonna say, "Hey, I'm okay over here." Obviously, yeah, Baby has a significant lead mid lane. I think Yon should probably be looking to build maybe a Merc Treads to try and limit a little bit of the CC coming from Nunu whenever he ganks, and obviously the slow. To be able to just get out of tough situations that he's getting into. And here comes a Dragon start.
So let's say that we're just gonna be grabbing this uncontested, and that'll be Infernal Dragon on the side of Chicken Riders.
Which is really good for them. Infernal Drake gives them, obviously anyone would take an Infernal Drake, right? But it helps Jinx snowball so much. The 4% damage right now. Mountain Drake's gonna be next, so it's gonna be Mountain Soul at the end of the day.
Which I think is pretty significant against Karthus ult. Like that can really shield some big damage if he does choose to use it before a fight.
For both, this is the best of both worlds for both teams, right? Because it can, whichever team. Oh no, Yo, in a bad position, going to be able to knock down Baby.
The TP's gonna come down here. 1 kill landed. Looks like Heckle's picking up the shutdown gold.
Yeah, ZZ Dog taking the kill on Baby, and a fight breaking out topside. And it's just as you said, it's gonna be Severus and Mord. Look at those
Mord
shields.
is winning in the death realm here. The Q will land.
Goes. Dragon Rider falling. Oh no, but here comes Lightning 13. I don't think you can face him. You just killed your.
He has with Conqueror. You can't beat him. He has Conqueror up, and that's the end of that. Really good play, honestly, by Cheese Blaze. I meant, sorry.
Okay, so what are your thoughts now? Your Dream Daddies. You finally get a kill off of the Silas. You finally get a kill topside. What do you do?
I think it's
what
a
are your
huge
thoughts?
morale swing for them, but I just don't think that it's enough right now to turn the tide of the game. Like, it was 2 good plays, and certainly the jungler and top laner will be a lot happier after that one, but the gold deficit is still there, and it'll still be a very hard game for Dream Daddies to mark.
As Mr. Chicken Sandwich is just farming, he is going to be really strong now. I think he's backing. Does he have enough gold? Yeah, he does have enough gold to finish off his Infinity Edge. As Baby's in a really terrible position right here. Going to get extremely low, but he just grabs the ulti and runs. That's going to be it for the mid lane fight. But other than that, it's like really close, really big play games. And Baby is honestly playing extremely well on this Silas.
Yeah, he's just massively ahead, and I don't expect him to not be massively ahead. However, he did pick up the Archangel staff on the Silas, which is something that was not commonly seen. It was not so common. Usually, Proto Belt is, the priority here, but Archangel is going to be on the side. I haven't really seen this build. I'm not sure how good it is, but it certainly will help in the scaling and the race, I guess.
As they give the blue buff to the mid laner as normal.
Looks like they're gonna be starting the Rift Herald here.
Yeah, which is gonna be huge for them. Second Rift Herald of the game. If they want, they can throw him mid and get so much pressure off you.
The tower plate has fallen, but I feel like they'll be able to get tier 1 and tier 2 tower if they get a like if they gank and get a kill, they'll be able to get 2 towers in my off the Rift Herald.
I think what Dream Daddies really need to do is they need to try and get kills on the Karthus, try to get Jinx as behind as possible now, and try to like salvage something bot lane. Because mid lane, there's nothing to do now. Top lane, Mordekaiser is winning. Cheeseblades is winning top side now. So I think the only thing you need to do is focus your resources on the bot side of the map. As here comes
dive, the flash away.
Oh no, but Nicky White, you are in a bad position, my friend. As he finally goes down, it's going to be his second death of the game, and it's going to be a kill.
Rift Herald dropped as well. I mean,
oh,
I think this will be 2 towers.
Strom,
not paying
attention. No, Strom, run! As he goes down, but maybe a kill on the Lulu. Lulu barely surviving with his ulti. And CZ Dog barely surviving, maybe Lightning 13, and that's going to be a kill for both sides.
But it's also going to mean the tier 2 tower falling for the bot lane, and they might try to get the inhib here. Rift Herald does not die, he will be able to get the charge off. I think this will be a 16-minute inhibitor tower fallen and taken by Chicken Ryders.
Nah, they're backing out.
No way.
But it's gonna charge.
But it hits the inhibitor as well.
And a bit of a wet notify happening topside as normal. But Jesus, Cheeseblaze, you needed to back off, man. You needed to help your team. Your team is your base is almost in shambles now.
And the Yon here in quite a bit of trouble. He's not gonna land from Silas, and he's gonna just run into the jungle here. But Nunu is gonna be flanking him as well, and I don't see him surviving, especially.
Oh wait, no, he's coming back. Unfortunate.
It's not a true
you got it. And there it goes. Maybe doing a bit of damage, but that's. Karthus is going to be able to back off of that. But it's just like Zoe ulti. People try and use it to escape, but it never goes well, never ends well. You just have to run and hope the best. As now they're just going to get another Mountain Drake.
Yeah, there's no way they can test this. I mean, unless Hecarim tries to ult into Fog of War, but he's not going to do that and just be a third dragon.
You always got to believe in the Smite steal, but is it even worth it at this time?
I mean, it was at 20 health for a second.
Lightning 13, again, getting the objective. Third dragon of the game. It's 14-4. And not only that, but 6k almost behind Dream Daddies to Chicken Ryders.
5,800 gold behind. And remember, Mountain Soul was in 5 minutes, and I just don't see a way for Dream Daddies to come. I mean, it's possible, but they'll have to win several clutch fights, and first of them, I think, or one of them, has to be stopping the Soul. And I just believe in Chicken Ryders team fighting at the moment. I really think that they're gonna be able to win a full-out 5v5, even a 5v4 arguably if they play, just because they're so ahead.
I mean, the person that's the most ahead of the team is Baby. Like, he is not easy to shut down, but it is possible to shut him down.
He is Medjai, so shutting him down will be a pretty good thing for Dream Daddies, but the stopwatch as well. And he does get the Grace, or Stera Grace.
Baby and Nicky Mite doing a bit of a fight in bot lane. Nicky Mite shouldn't be in that position, honestly. He should be with his support maybe into the top side of the map, especially since Baron's coming up in just a minute now. Simply PK in a bad position, and no, he drags in Strom with him, but that's going to be Tariq ult coming down, Settled coming down. In a very bad position now, as he gets Lightning 13 gets sucked in to the Shadow Realm by Cheeseblade.
Will be able to survive.
Yeah, but Baby's down here. And there it is. There's the sound what you were talking about. It's going to be.
Baby is half of HP.
Oh no, but Simply PK is going to be barely missing out on the kill. It's going to be another kill. This time going for Chicken Riders. Another one to Baby, though. Maybe make it. Oh, no, brother. You're going down. Simply PK. Double kill now for Baby. And that's going to be all she wrote for the fight. And maybe going for an in-hit as a committing to mid. And they're shredding it.
So they might threaten the end here, and honestly, I don't really like. As long as they have minions, I believe that they can at least take 2 inhibs here. And if they can't end here, they just go right to Baron and get the soul, and that will be it if this is not.
Yeah, there it is. Both inhibs going down. They do have minions. Are they going to continue pushing? No, they're
going to be backing off for now. 24 stacks of Medjais on Baby here. Incredibly strong Stylus. And I just don't see a way for them to shut him down.
It's going to be really hard. That first of all, they do need to get Grievous Wounds somewhere. Because that healing, if it wasn't for the Stylus healing, he would have gone down in the last fight, and they would have maybe gone another way. But unfortunately, since none of them have built healing reduction other than Mordekaiser, but Mordekaiser wasn't really fighting Baby, it was everyone else. They're in a really tough spot.
The Karthus is either building Leandries or Morello Monocon, so it depends on what he's going for. I feel like Leandries will do more damage since they have 3 people, because there are 3 melee champions and 2 of them build quite a significant amount of health. But Morello is also really important, so I don't really know what he's going to choose, as they are able to.
Yeah, this has to be uncontested, right? Like, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing Dream Daddies can do to stop this.
They have no vision control around the Baron then.
They need to find a way to stop the bleeding. They're going to bleed to death if they don't. That's Baron
Maybe
going
misses
down.
the ult there, but Simply PK will have to teleport back.
Are you coming back, brother? Oh.
And Simply PK will be able to ult back to safety.
Oh, and he's out of there now. But yeah, strong. Okay. Yeah, like, you can't be taking those fights, man. You're extremely behind your own 7. You only have a Phantom Dancer, so you're not really going to be doing a lot of damage.
And get this, they're 10k gold behind. So, or almost 10k gold behind. So, I mean, I feel like it's just a hopes is lost for Dream Daddies here.
But no, you always have to believe, as now Sed's in a bad position. Oh, that damage though! But not gonna be enough. Unfortunately, Baby is going to be able to get both of them. Lightning helping out with ZZ Dog, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be Dragon going for them. And
it's Mountain Soul for the side of Chicken Riders.
Yeah.
I believe that's gonna be the game.
I believe it's the start. It's the start of the end.
I feel like it's already the middle of the end. The start of the end is when they lost Baron. And then they just lost those mid-game team fights that they needed to win to get back into the game, but they just couldn't. And Snowball kept rolling.
And they're gonna try and push down mid. They're trying to go and knock down. They're trying to knock the front door and try to get in, but you still have to think that Nikki might on the Karthus does have a decent amount of wave clear.
Z-Dog was able to get the flash from Lightning, but again, I really just don't
see a way where they can come back as
exactly.
of right now. Always have to
I'm literally at a loss of words for how dominant
you're not really gonna be
they were in this game, in my opinion at least. Like, the early game, it was kind of close. The mid game, it wasn't even close. And I just feel like
an incredible performance by both Lightning and Baby this game.
Yeah, the mid jungle duo is able to completely crush the other mid-jungle duo in both skirmishes and fights and 1v1s. And they're trying to go for the 3rd inhib tower here. Baby's just diving into the middle of the team with that.
Look at that damage! He's going into 1v3 right now.
He's in the middle of the team. He just can't even do a single hit
And that's
damage
gonna be it. Dragon Rider taking all of them, and that's gonna be the end. Triple kill going from Mr. Chicken Sandwich, and that's gonna be all she wrote. Chicken Riders versus Dream Daddies. Chicken Riders take down the first game. GG Dream Daddies, GG Chicken Riders. Game number 1 going to Chicken Riders. Okay. Really intense game.
Yeah, I mean, the mid game, I feel like they just kind of fell apart and they just kept winning fights.
Mm-hmm. So, in my opinion, and I don't know if this is your opinion, but MVP, I'm thinking it's between Baby and Lightning 13.
I also think so. I think it leans significantly towards Baby though, because he was just able to win the mid lane, and like Lightning 13 was great help, but I feel like he was just
It was
in
the
there
main point of like
1v5ing.
snowball. He
Their
helped
entire team played well, honestly.
snowball insanely strong. Bot lane kept their composure as they needed to. Um, Top lane, unfortunately, it did go to the way of Dream Daddies for Chicken Riders, but really well played still by the Dragon Rider at the end there, landing a crucial ulti. And yeah, just really well played. As now we're going to get set up for game 2. We're going to go into a slight intermission before Pro Jeff, so thank you for joining us for game number 1 of Dream Daddies versus Chicken Riders. We will see you then. Okay, welcome back to game number 2 between Chicken Riders and Dream Daddies.
quick recap. Game 1, beginning was close, but Chicken Riders were able to just outplay Dream Daddies in the mid game and eventually get a 10k gold lead to close out the game.
Yeah, definitely. No, it was honestly a really interesting game from start to finish. Unfortunately for Dream Daddies, there is some kinks that you need to fix, especially after that performance, and more or less learning how Chicken Riders play. I feel like we're gonna see a completely different play from Dream Daddies, but just well played by Baby and Lightning 13 last match.
Yeah, they were really able to just get that mid game going and snowball to win the game.
Oh yeah. I think obviously, I think they're going to take out the Xylus for this game. Xylus being like the biggest problem for Dream Daddies. Over and over again in every fight, it was always just a huge problem for them. I think they're better off taking it off than letting it go past you.
I completely agree. And you also look at Dream Daddies and you realize like Cheese Blaze is basically able to soak 2 bans off of the side of Chicken Riders, as they can't really let the Urgot or the Fura through. So I feel like Dream Daddies has the options on who to ban, while Chicken Riders are kind of limited in what they can ban, at least in the first phase.
Mm-hmm. I think obviously the picks that are, I think the main bans are going to be Silas. I can probably see a Nunu ban, and I think it's gonna Chicken Riders, if not, are going to prioritize either picking the Silas or picking the Nunu again.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like they could have just run the same comp, assuming everything, the bans all, and Fura will be banned. Again, very classic, very expected.
It was the same ban for Chicken Riders in game 1, so really expected to see it. It's going to be a Caitlyn being one of the strongest ADCs, even though she just recently got nerfed. Or got banned. So basically, what the pattern is, they think that Dream Daddy's top laner is their best player. They're taking out a lot of comfort picks from him, and very strong split pushing picks as well. So I think they're just trying to limit him when it comes to just top lane picks.
Absolutely, here. Dream Daddies will be taking out the Silas that caused them so much trouble in game 1.
And a Thresh ban to end off the banning of the bot laners.
So I think the exact same ban as game 1 by this on the side of Chicken Riders.
Mm-hmm. And maybe the same bans plus Silas coming from Dream Daddies this time. As Nunu's gonna be the ban. Obvious ban after game number 1. It was really, really good. The synergy between. Ooh.
First pick, again, really good first pick here. Can go 4 different roles still. Probably gonna be top lane, just like game 1. But it's possible that it goes elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. And Chicken Riders this time saying, no, this is our Silas now. Or obviously going Silas or set again. Apologies. Going set again. And here comes the Heimerdinger that we were talking about game 1 for Dream Daddies.
Most likely, I think, going bot lane. I believe, unless I'm just really... I think bot lane. Like, GP's coming out 2-0 against the set here. So, very interesting. Gonna be that scaling late game pick. Most likely, gonna be going to the top lane. And,
I feel like Dream Daddy is again trying to flex the Heimerdinger, since it can be flexed both mid and bot lane. They really enjoy doing that, trying to confuse Chicken Riders to see who's going where. Ash.
The Ash. Okay, so pretty engage-oriented first 2 picks coming out from the set and Ash. So we'll see if Dream Daddies can punish the immobile. How Ash if they can punish the fact that Ash is really immobile. But okay, Ash Lulu. What do you think about that bot lane?
It's such a strong bot lane. Ash is so good in game. Her utility is insane. Lulu again played really well game 1. Obviously, bringing it back game two, going to hopefully do really well again. Um,
Skarner being hovered here, that would be very exciting if we do see it locked in.
I think it wouldn't be the best pick, especially with the Lulu already picked, and John is going to be picked
John.
actually. Now that's a support I haven't seen since the Ardent meta.
Mm-hmm. And also, I don't think Janna is the best paired with Heimerdinger just because Ardent Sensor isn't really good on like mages such as Heimerdinger. But I don't know, maybe it is Heimerdinger bot, or maybe it's Heimerdinger mid, and they're gonna pick a different AD carry.
As we see the Warwick now getting banned. Warwick being a really strong ganking champion. So this time they left 13 and Baby without picking because they feel like they can generate more bans that way.
And they can also, you know, they were the strongest players in team, are the most impactful players in game one, so they're saving the counter picks for them to hopefully let them.
And Moonbill. So they're thinking that this set is gonna go jungle. Or maybe mid. I think they're thinking that this set is gonna go mid, especially with the Warwick and the Mundo ban. Or unless they're banning.
Or it's jungle, maybe. I don't know.
And there's some Mordekaiser ban. So they might be. So from the side of Chicken Riders, they might be thinking Heimer Gangplank going mid, Heimer going bot. And
That's
from the side
possible.
of Dream Daddies, they're thinking that set's going mid.
But as we discussed, the set does counter Mordekaiser, so if the set's going top, then I don't really see why you would ban the Mordekaiser, especially because chances are they already picked their top laner. But again,
And there's a Skarner.
the surprise. Dream Daddies is another surprise pick here coming
Oh.
out with the Skarner. Olaf,
Okay, so Olaf used to be top 3 junglers before the Conquer changes or nerfs, however you want to see it. Because of the Conquer changes, he actually needs to land more axes to keep proccing the Conquer effectively. And it's just, I don't see it as a very good pick. Obviously, against the Skarner, it is. It's a very strong counter pick against Skarner.
Yeah, you just ult and the Skarner can't CC you, so
Yeah,
it's very hard to get caught by the Skarner.
And for Dream Daddies to pick Skarner into a Lulu is really bold. Because Lulu can instantly polymorph him if he sees him going anywhere near Ash or Rory. So
absolutely.
This again, this is a ballsy pick by Dream Daddies, and I don't know how to feel about it.
The Malphite coming out. Okay, so that could be Malphite mid. I think that's Malphite mid and Gangplank top. It's possible that's Malphite top and Gangplank mid. So we'll see if they kind of flex that around.
Buffing then.
Yeah, maybe the Gangplank. Giving him extra AD on the Gangplank is not bad.
Yeah, he's gonna be one-shotting from level 2 now. But I mean, where's everything going then? Because then that's Heimer bot, Malphite
yeah, Heimer
mid.
bot, Malphite top, or Malphite mid, and then Gangplank top or Gangplank mid. They will probably. I don't know who will be going mid or top, but I'm assuming it's either Gangplank or Malphite.
Right. I think Gangplank would be the one going mid, especially because it's easier to combo his barrels. But maybe against the Ray, it might be difficult to actually manage that. And Malphite against Sat, I don't see that as a strong matchup for Malphite unless he just stays away and tries spamming Qs. Then we'll see in about 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, I feel like the Skarner pick. Oh, excuse that. I feel like the Skarner pick was not, in my opinion, the best because you have Set ult that can carry Skarner away. You have Ashe ult to make sure Skarner can't go anywhere. Again, Lulu polymorph, and as well as Olaf ult. So I just don't think that Skarner is able to.
Heimerdinger top.
Heimer top.
Heimerdinger top.
But then
who's going top?
I don't think it's Heimerdinger top.
Okay, it's Malphite. Yeah.
It's Malphite.
Okay, no, they're just trolling us. That's the thing right there. Skarner, ZZ Dog. I think Lightning is probably going to go. Well, obviously going the Olaf. Yeah, unless they swap it around, make it set jungle Olaf top. I believe in the process. And also, a thing we breezed over and didn't notice that much is just the Olaf Ori combo.
And also set Ori combo. I mean, if you can get that set in there with that ultimate and then Ori ult on top of that, that's pretty scary. Like, they have pretty good ball delivery system on side of Chicken Riders.
Yeah, and again, putting like a lot of things around Baby this time, even though he's going a utility carry. And Mr. Chicken Sandwich as well going really utility. I think Chicken Riders are going more for, hey, maybe if we all help each other, maybe we have this communist society on our side of the map, we can all go together and just destroy Dream Daddies even quicker than we did last game. While Dream Daddies is going for more of a, hey, we can just grab them and kill them. We don't have to pick. We don't have to grab all of them. We just have to pick one or two, which is the reason why they picked this corner. The reason why they picked the Malphite. Malphite obviously has an AOE knockup, but still, it's a very hard pick potential. He has a very high pick potential. Both Skarner and Malphite. Gangplank does AOE damage, so does Heimerdinger. So, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to do what they did last game, trying to get messy team fights, trying to get people caught off guard.
I feel like on the side, I feel like Chicken Riders, again, they have the better front to back team fight. The Ashe Orianna damage is gonna come out. The set and Olaf are gonna be pretty good tanks. And I just think that if this goes into a 5v5 front to back, Chicken Riders will most likely win. But again, outside of Dream Daddies, you have Heimerdinger, which potentially can one-shot the carries. You have Malphite, which again can just rip apart a team if he lands a good enough ultimate. And Skarner for the picks, they have some wombo comboness and they have some pick potential. So that's good, but they haven't committed to one side or one specific win condition, I guess, for their team comp, which is both good and bad, in my opinion. Because on the good side, you're more flexible, but on the bad side, you don't really have, like, if you're given an opportunity, say, for example, for a pick, you might not be able to best execute that pick, especially with, the QSS is going to be coming on, I think, likely onto the Ashe, just for the Malphite and Skarner ultimates.
And, okay. Now here comes the important question. In general, who do you think has the best team comp?
Honestly,
looking over all champions.
This seems like Chicken Riders. Just this, my honest opinion. Maybe I might be biased, but it's 99. I promise I'll try to make it as long as possible. I think Chicken Riders are going to win. I think they have the better draft. I meant is what I meant to say, because like, or at least a draft that I'm more accustomed to, because they have a team fighting comp, that with the Olaf early game, like look at Set Malphite, right? Set's probably gonna be pushing into the Malphite, right? Because Malphite again, his Q isn't the most biggest wave clear, so I believe Set's gonna have priority in that lane. And you look at Orianna Gangplank, who has more wave clear early game. Well, I think it's the Orianna, so I think mid's also gonna be shuffling out. So that gives Olaf a lot of freedom to either counter jungle, which may be risky because it's Gunner, but to either counter jungle or just play around those Scuttle Crabs and those early dragons. I just don't think that Dream Daddies is able to stop them. Of course, they might play really well, but from the team comp perspective, I feel like Chicken Riders had that early game in that top side, and their late game with Lulu, Ashe, and Orianna are also very strong. Not to mention the Set and Olaf. Actually, I think 4 of their 5 champions are pretty good in late game and 5v5s, and I feel like they have a good all-around team.
I think that obviously the amount of utility that Chicken Riders has, I think, will really benefit them in the long run. But I still think that Dream Daddies does have a lot of outplay potential. And a lot of things that both Lulu and Orianna are going to have to answer to be able to keep like their carries alive. Because obviously, there can be a lot of really awkward interactions. There can be one where Skarner grabs your ADC and says like, "Oh, I'm gonna ult him so he can get away from her," and then takes the ADC right back into the enemy team. That's a possibility. Malphite can also do a lot of damage, especially since he's unstoppable with his ulti. And a lot of things need to go right for a Malphite to ult and everyone to survive.
And I think what's kind of the
Mm-hmm.
key here is that you look at the two teams, and you just realize how much easier Chicken Riders, like their team comp is to execute. Like their team comp is, in my opinion, like 5 times easier to execute compared to Dream Daddies, because like you know what this team is meant to do, to get those to get good top pressure early game, to maybe get a couple of those dragons with the Olaf and scale and play for late game team fights, like front to back team fights. It's not hard to execute, and I think that's kind of important. Especially in this division, easier to execute means you're more likely going to be successful. You're more likely to be able to play to your win conditions. I think that will give them a great chance, a really good chance of winning the game.
As we're gonna go into a bit of an intermission as we load in. We will see you guys once game starts.
Alright, so it looks like Dream Daddies is gonna be going for that bot lane early pick.
But so is Chicken. Chicken Riders is the ones that are going for the bot lane, 5-stack. And Dream Daddies are actually sending a couple of people down there as well.
I mean, they're going for the basic 5-point defense here. I'm not sure if they're gonna get punished though. They see the Heimerdinger, and
they have no clue.
Alright, that's 5 gold. That's game. That's the game. Set gets the 5 gold again, once again, and this time it doesn't count for CS, but I feel like that's the end. They got 5 gold.
100%.
Oh, 15 gold. That's another 15 gold on the side of Chicken Riders, and I really feel like Set's gonna checking to 2 people, but nothing's quite gonna happen here.
Yeah, not much gonna happen.
And they're 100 gold ahead.
Yeah.
Just because of the
bit of a skirmish, yeah.
Incredible, to be honest.
bit of a skirmish happening there, but other than that, everything's set.
Looks
Going
like
to
we're
start.
starting the bot side now, passing towards top lane.
This time, it's obvious that they want to match each other's paths, as they did game one. But unfortunately, this time for Chicken Riders, with Olaf, you don't really have much of an early game presence as you do with Nunu. Like, you still do a ton of damage, but just not as much as, Nunu.
I think it's harder to start fights, but like if you're in fights and you're low, you do like in my opinion more damage as Olaf. But it's hard to like get them to actually fight because Nunu you have your giant snowball rolling at 800 miles an hour. With Olaf, you have to hit multiple axes to be able to engage properly.
As now we see like again 13 Lightning 13 getting to his top side or to his other side of the map just overall quicker than ZZ Dog.
It's
and that might
ZZ Dog
be
took 3 times spot side. Yeah, wow, Lightning only took 2. This is a repeat of game 1, so ZZ Dog definitely likes to get that full clear in, get that level 4, and then be able to maybe base or look for a snow crab.
which is it's better for XP, but it's worth for health. So if you want to fight for Scuttle, you're gonna be a little bit further behind. As it's
gonna come into the mid lane here. Orianna W will provide movement speed. Force the stun will still come through. And force the flash, baby. Flash coming back on the shield.
Oh no!
The shield saves her.
ZZ
flash.
in a horrible position now.
The chain access will land, and I think that will be first blood going down to Chicken Riders.
100%. And that was just really well played by Olaf there, by Lightning 13 to come in for the counter gank, and as I said, like now both scuttles are gonna go towards him.
I think
Should.
they're already 1,200 gold ahead, so this is. I mean, I'm not gonna say this is looking bad for Team Daddies, but certainly the early game so far hasn't exactly gone their way.
Especially. Okay, and a bit of a stun coming down bottom.
Nada will come down onto both members of Chicken Riders bot lane, but nothing will happen. Heimerdinger is already pretty low on mana, so I believe it's going to be hard for Heimerdinger to get priority now because Chicken Riders, were able to kind of knock down those turrets early and get that lane presence.
As now they're just gonna push in bot side. Like they're just constantly pushing. They're taking down Heimerdinger turrets left and right. Everything's going to their planned bot side. They're creating a lot of pressure. Olaf is now pathing bot side. Dragon is coming up, so they might look for another early Drake again. Seeing as Skarner is also top side. That being said, a bit of a slow start, I guess, compared to the last game, because by 6 minutes we were already like 3k gold ahead.
Seems a bit slower here.
Yeah, bit of a slower pace to change us up a little bit. And Dragon now coming up, it's going to be a Mountain Drake for first Drake, which that means no Mountain Soul for the luck of Green Daddies. And yeah, they're going to back. Already, Ash has almost double the CS of Heimerdinger.
8 off double, or 7 off double now.
Simply PK now playing incredibly aggressive.
Not sure that's warranted, as he gets pretty low health by Baby, and oranges will heal him up a little bit, but I mean, any sort of gank could mean
missing the ult.
The ultimate will, yes, from the side of Baby here, and
yeah, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for the fight mid lane, and just a very slow game this time. Everyone's just taking their time, taking their farm, saying, "Hey, Team Daddies is saying, hey, we lost last game. Let's try and take it slow. Let's try to give them a little bit more of respect for everyone except for Simply PK, because he's like, I'm getting my revenge on Baby this game. And yeah, just trying to CS now. Skarner coming into lane to just help him push out that wave.
Taking that little bit of EXP. Not that big of a deal as GP will be able to get that Sheen going here. Sheen to tier is not too bad for Simply PK. We'll see how that lane progresses, but Oriana is still up a bit of CS. Actually, all lanes are up CS for the side of Chicken Riders here.
Strom is in a very weird position, but is going to luckily get out. And yeah, that's mostly what's happening this game. It's going to be a really slow one as they just take down wards, start setting up for the dragon, and junglers just clearing their jungles. So, what do you think of the lane matchups right now? Now that we're like 7 minutes into the game, midway past laning phase, do you think everything's going according to plan for Dream Daddies, or do you think it's more going to the side of Chicken Riders?
I mean, from a perspective of just numbers, you look at all the lanes and they're all CS, and they all just seem to have priority most of the time. Like you look at the set, you push in with the vision control. Mid lane is quiet in the middle, but bot lane again, time reading and getting pushed in is not what you see most often. So I feel like for bot and top, it's going pretty well for the side of Chicken Riders. And it will be hard, although not impossible, for Dream Daddies to take back control of those lanes, but again, they do have good vision control here, but I don't know if the fight really is going to happen with the dragon. Some trading is happening. Both junglers are on the top side around 8 minutes, so
a lot of poke going into the Janna though. Backing up.
She'll probably force a Rico or use all of her potions.
They might look for something, honestly. But as you said,
Olaf is starting dragon here, but he is level 5, 2 Skarner's level 6, so this could be pretty bad as he will not be able to escape ultimate.
Oh no, baby!
Predator's gonna come down, baby flashes.
Down here, that's gonna be flash.
He will land onto Skarner, the shockwave will land, but he's gonna get the ultimate off.
And ZZ Dog takes down baby.
That's also a good game. With the popping the Predator, knowing that baby is a little bit extended, even though she has flash, she was unable to outrun the Skarner with Predator, and they were able to take a kill. However, they are also able to sneak a dragon by the way, Freljord, just for free, which I think overall for that trade, if they aren't able to get good dragon presence, I feel like is better for Chicken Riders.
Yeah, it was really good by them. Really well played. Chicken Riders obviously still having the gold lead. Still having a presence, with huge pressure bot lane.
Ash has forced the flash away, the exhaust coming down, but will not do much.
Nikki
might be the death of Mr. Chicken Sandwich, heal, and
TP coming down. Now this time it's gonna be Zed doing a lot of damage.
Will land for Skarner.
Yeah, Dragon Rider takes down ZZ Dog at the end, and that's gonna be it.
That's
maybe. Gangplank looking
right?
for something in. Oh. You can never discount or count out the damage caused by Gangplank barrels.
They definitely do hurt, and they will continue to hurt for the game. Just that. And that's gonna be, I think, their main team fight presence is the damage, but they also might coming onto the Ashe. Off by one shot. The Ashe together with the Gangplank. And that'll be a nice little pick onto the Ashe. Certainly did not expect that ult from Fog of War by the Malphite.
Yeah, no, they had no vision in that River Brush, so it was really well played by Cheese Blaze, and just incredibly bad luck by Mr. Chicken Sandwich.
Oh, as the Olaf will get, and they will get the Janna here. Olaf's quite low. And Tornado will miss, so no kills traded back here, which means there'll be a 1-for-0. But again, Dragon is up, so they could abuse the low health Olaf to maybe get this Dragon.
Yeah, ZZ Dog grabbing the Olaf, but not gonna be enough.
Olaf will survive with that lifesteal. That's actually just incredible in my opinion.
Yeah, as he was saying, Olaf can get away with most things, especially when he's low HP. Probably
Yeah, that
because,
lifesteal is just
yeah, he probably has last stand as well to boost the healing when he's low.
yeah, gives him that extra damage, which more healing.
Um, which now it's looking like they're setting up for Dragon, but pretty sure
This is a
neither
3k
team
gold lead.
has
But Olaf is quite low here. Skarner is coming out of base fresh with items and a full HP bar, as the ultimate will come down to the Orianna. Asher will land onto the GP. It doesn't have oranges, so Ori will be able to survive there.
both of them will survive actually.
Yeah,
They couldn't
no
really
kills.
do anything to gank them.
But again, Skarner will be full HP compared to half HP Olaf, which is scary and is rapidly regenerating health by hitting that blue buff. Or red buff, I meant.
But smited the red buff. And look at topside. Dragon Rider is just tearing down everything that Cheese Place can get.
And Skarner will secure the dragon here, flashing over the wall. The Heimerdinger. Olaf's dropping in with all coming from behind. The Ash arrows will slow them down, and that'll just be 2 kills straight for the dragon.
They didn't see Olaf flanking, and that's your first mistake. You always have to keep an account where Olaf is, because if not, that will 9 times out of 10 happen to you. But now Cheese Blaze and actually they
will
might
land
get a
onto
kill
the...
here.
Yeah, I think this will be the kill. I mean, he might trade this back. He will trade this back.
Dragon doing a lot of damage.
That
Might be a double.
W shield completely negates all the damage by Simply PK and Cheese Blaze. And looks like they're going to collapse onto the
no.
Gangplank. Take him down.
And Dragon Rider with 2 kills now. But ZZ Dog smelling that chicken sandwich, trying to get to it, and probably going to secure the kill here.
And it's a 7k gold lead, or maybe a bit less than 7k to get the Ash in the bot lane. Another pick. A lot of picks happening in this game.
And now, especially...
We're on in a bit of a rough spot here. A Pink Ward and 2 members of Dream Daddies will hop over the wall with and
nice
melt the Janna. The last auto attack summon Ari. Or, I mean, that's Janna's Ari. I thought it was...
A lot of damage that's going to be coming down. ZZ Dog barely getting out with his life. Same as...
coming out with the...
Oh!
Command attack distance combo will not quite land. The Asher will miss as well. Very chaotic.
Very well played by both of them. Unfortunately for Baby not being able to secure the 2 kills, especially with the flash coming down from Nicky Mite, and same with his heal. But really close to getting both of them there. And Simply PK is in a really bad spot now.
Between 2 people, but he will be able to escape here as no one is coming in from the top side.
And I think what Chicken Riders are looking for is maybe like a way to keep extending their lead. They are almost 7k gold ahead at this point.
The 300 off 7k, so 6,700 approximately.
Which if you would see this game as it is now, without seeing the goal difference, you wouldn't notice that they are so far apart from each other.
Yeah, like it seems like both teams have a handle on it. Like it's not like game 1 here. I feel like Dream Daddy has a legitimate good chance of turning this around. But again, the gold lead does exist, so they will have to be very careful and select what fights to take.
As I think they're gonna start setting up for the next Drake. That's coming up in a bit. It's gonna be an Ocean Drake. So that's a lot of extra sustain that they're going to get.
But most importantly, at least to either Infernal Soul or a Cloud Soul, which I feel like for both sides, Cloud Soul's pretty good, and so is Infernal. So that Dragon Soul is gonna be pretty hotly contested.
As they're really looking for something. I feel like Dream Daddies here, clearing vision topside. They still don't know that that's being taken until now. It's gonna be a steal from Janna. Oh,
That giant tornado, very close, not quite able to hit it off. Lightning 13. Z will pick up that Rift Herald, and they'll be able to probably crack a tier 2 tower with this and get priority for Dragon, which I think is going to be pretty important.
Yeah, I
Here
think
comes 3-man set of the Predator will be popped by the Skarner here. Chilling Smite slows
in a
down.
horrible position.
Distance won't really give him much distance, and although the 3-man shockwave, half health, 2 members.
But not
That
enough.
will not be enough.
Again. Story of Baby, this game, just so close yet so far. And Simply PK in a horrible position now, especially since the tower, he should have just let it go.
Bachelor will come out.
Oh,
They'll
lightning!
continue to chase and they won't get the kill.
And so much damage coming from Ashton now. Now they're turning into Strom. Strom in a
Turning against Janna here. Janna's very low. The W will finish off Janna there.
Mr. Chicken Sandwich snipes. Strom from from halfway.
It's debatable if it's a snipe though, because it is pretty far range. But I guess, I mean, those arrows. I guess it's a snipe.
Yeah, yeah. It's a snipe. We don't analyze that too much.
It's a snipe, and looks like they'll be getting the Ocean Dragon for free here, and looks like
It's gonna be Cloud Soul. Hype, hype, hype. And now
from the Ash in the middle of
I'm gonna
kind of
have
3 people, but it doesn't matter. Skarner forced to flash away here.
yeah, that's gonna be it. I believe they're going to stop her. Are they gonna keep chasing?
Well, the NATO lands onto was that 5 members? I think that was 5 members.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 5 member NATO. That was good NATO.
Bit of an overchase, but not much gonna come after that. Gonna grab that Scud Crab as well. The tower bot lane is still incredibly healthy, so probably not gonna see that fall anytime soon. Maybe. Unless they all commit to a push, but they're looking like they're...
Okay, the repeat of what happened 2 minutes ago seems like it's happened again. As Skarner pops that Predator, Chilling Smite coming down. He will land. Distance will buy some space, but maybe not enough. Although the Ashio will land after
They've done the team on their backs.
Double ultimate.
A lot of damage coming from Baby taking down the Nicky Mike. Going to be able to get out right now, but Strom trying to flash in, trying to get the kill. It's going to be pushing her back. Lightning ZZ taking a kill. Also, Simply PK in a bad position. Cheese Blaze also in a weird position, going to keep going down and down and down, and there she blows. As Lightning is still going. Mr. Chicken Sandwich as well, and that's going to be an ace for the Chicken Riders.
I think the ZZ Puck didn't cast his ultimate till the very end, right? I think. So that means he saved it. So I feel like he greeted a little bit early on, and if he, I think, just ulted onto Baby like a little bit earlier, that fight could have been a little bit more favored towards the side of Chicken Daddies. But I'm not sure if he did save it, but I think he did, which led to a bit of an overchase, and that's the turn by the Chicken Riders.
Oh, and another clutch ulti, Baby! Strom being in a bad position, obviously pinging the Ori ulti, but what? It's already 13k!
Yeah, it's incredible. They're 13k gold ahead. The resources given by each side is just completely different. You're looking at the CS here, you look at the top lane CS difference, I mean, he's, what, 70, 80 CS ahead of the Malphite, completely dominating him in terms of gold.
And not just CS, but also kills-wise, like 16-5 this time. It seems like a closer game, but it's further apart than last game.
I mean, the gold difference is farther apart than the last game. Over 13k, 12.8k goal ahead, 12.7, okay, 12.8k goal ahead. That's 13k goal ahead, I guess. Yeah, that's 13k goal ahead.
Woo!
Incredible stuff. Looks like they're gonna go for a catch onto the set here. Teleport coming in from Baby here. That double will scare them off.
Doing a lot of damage. Simply PK and Mr. Chicken Sandwich looking for a bit of a dance here from their side of the jungle. Oh no, Mr. Chicken Sandwich
coming out. Ash will land the ult. It's not gonna be enough.
Oh,
As Ash gets shut down here. Olaf with popping the ultimate. He's a monster here. And just runs through the ranks of.
And Lightning 13Z gonna get a double kill. Maybe a triple kill here? No, as Dragon Rider is going to confirm that. And that might be the beginning of the end.
I think it's already the middle of the end, such as last game. The W will almost land. The flash W is gonna go wide. Baby survives with a sliver of HP, and so does Nikamite.
And yeah, now I think they're gonna set their eyes either to the Dragon or to the Bear.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna be able to get this into him here, and then go and clean up the Dragon and the Baron. The gold difference is just so huge. Like, if you look at the bot lane, and Ash just has another item.
Ahead compared to the Heimerdinger.
Yeah, just up an item.
2 kills, 9 assists.
Yeah, you look at mid lane. Mid lane's up an entire item as well. Like, if you assume the components cancel each other out, you just up a Leandries. And when you're up a Leandries as Orianna, you're gonna be one-shotting people. You're gonna be able to melt down those tanks. On the side of Dream Daddies. The Chicken Riders are looking to close this one out here with the Dragon take into the Baron, I assume. No team's near Soul, so Soul will probably... I don't think this game will get to Soul, just because the gold difference is 14,000, which is honestly incredible.
And they're obviously looking now for like the Dragon. Gonna be the first win drink
And
coming
Janna
down.
just gets caught warding here, clearing a ward. It's absolutely one shot. Olaf flashing on to the gangplank.
Simply PK has no way of escaping. Death is his only
That's 2 free
solution.
picks. And the Baron, undoubtedly, will
Going
fall.
down. Yeah, and they have no way of answering it, so this might be... This is going to be a free Baron.
Uncontested Baron.
Riders.
Absolutely.
As it keeps going down, 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 down. They can't really answer. They're just gonna try and clear waves. They don't have any vision on it either, so no point in attempting to steal maybe. Starter's like stepping up and now backing off. So now you're Chicken Riders. What are you thinking of to end off the game?
Get Baron, push all 3 lanes. Game over, in my opinion. Like, I feel like they have... I mean, they could just... Now, they're going for a pick comp. So in theory, pushing 3 lanes is kind of bad, actually. I regret... Ignore that. They should actually just go, in my opinion, down 1 lane. So they can't get picked. Stay a little bit apart so they don't get one shot by the Malphite, or get hit by the Malphite, and there's just absolutely nothing. Dream Riders should be... Or Dream Daddies, sorry. Dream Riders. Oh, I got getting those stuff. What we were to do. And Skarner looks like he's gonna get caught in his own jungle here. Maybe not. Looking to escape.
I think Chicken Riders just need to do a 1-4 push. As they were doing.
1-4 pushes. Even a 1...
As we see Lightning.
1v1ing the Skarner here pops the ultimate.
Yeah.
Chains
And
those
that's
axes
gonna be
down
a
together.
flyer. Coming down.
Ash will come behind, kills the Janna.
Dragon Rider doing a lot of damage on the top side, but is going to fall. And that's basically it for the fight. It's going to be a push down bot side. Maybe an inhib coming down bot side as well.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1 overall. Arguably worth for if you are Dream Daddies, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it will matter. Just look at the gold difference. I mean, that's what 15,000 gold difference, approximately. Not gonna do precise math here, but that's they're 100 gold off. They're 200 gold off 16k, so they're 15.8k gold difference here. If the math is correct. And it's just a massacre inside the base.
Yeah, there goes the inhib down. ZZ Dog getting extremely low and just gonna die. Gonna fold over.
No, I don't really understand GP's decision to stay top lane, but I guess he will eventually recall. But will it be too late? 2 inhibs have already fallen.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be the end here. I think they're looking for the end. As they take down 1 inhib, 2 inhibs, focusing on the tower this time. They're not really doing anything to them at this point. Going to be
simply just overwhelm the defenses.
Second tower down. Focus the Nexus, focus the Nexus.
The exhaust coming out, but it will not be enough.
game number 2 might be the end here. Is going to be the end. Oh, there goes
And
this
Chicken
particular
Riders,
sandwich.
bro,
And that is going to be
absolutely. Sorry.
absolute masterclass coming out from Chicken Riders against Dream Daddies here. And who do you think would be MVP of the series now?
For the series, I think overall, that game was honestly everyone contributed, but I still think that for the series overall, especially because maybe got the MVP, or in my opinion was the MVP of game 1. I think that he also put a pretty fantastic performance here in game 2, and I think should be the MVP of the series.
I agree. A couple of mispositions, but it's nothing new. A couple mistakes that he needs to work on, but other than that, really well played from him. And I'm gonna agree with you. I think he was the MVP for Chicken Riders for this series, and I think he deserves all the praise he gets.
Yeah, he's just absolutely demolishing on the Oriana as well as on the Silas. Just being able to very well destroy Dream Daddies here.
A really, really good game, and a good series by both. So, I believe this might be the end of the series. Yes. Okay. It's going to be the end of the series. Really well played, both Dream Daddies and Chicken Riders. I think MVP again going to Baby, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to cast this game. It's been a really fun series. Animosity, I was play-by-play. I'm Faded as Colorcaster, and Sunny Day, of course, our producer, streaming the game and getting this content to all of you guys. We thank you, and we will see you next time.